Well, hello everyone. Hello. Desktop pilots of re-update your Seribot. Okay, not sure how to do that, but we'll figure it out along the way. All right, welcome aboard here. Just dun, 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 dun. All right, hang on a second. Connected. All right, we are up on VATSIM, ready to go. Let me see here. Mm. DPS. Ah, that's kind of an interesting. I don't, how do you update the Seribot? I already have it as a moderator. Anyway, like I said, we'll deal with it later. We'll get things rolling here. Yeah, no notice. Hey, welcome aboard. If you're a follower, you just got the notice. We went live. Um, So I hope y'all enjoy. We are flying one of the tours for Millennium Aviation Company. Had to think, where was I in the name? It's such a long name. And it's the Airbus tour, African Union Airbus tour. And we're getting close to the halfway point. Got a couple more flights. But it's been kind of fun, these two. This is our second tour on the African Airbus tour. So, all right, just reading in here what Desktop Pilot has to say. And new year, new year. I'm not seeing anything. Seribot seems to be working okay. So we'll kind of go with, if it ain't broke, let's not break it. All right, hang on a second though. I do need to get my phone up here and running. Where are we? All right, there we go. Push that back a little. All right, so we're up and running. Um, so we got the Toliss A320 Neo sitting on the line, staying with the Airbus theme that we have to. And we're headed from Luanda, Angola to Libreville, in Gabon, Africa. It's not a long flight at all. We'll kind of let you see it here in a second. But let's see, where are we here? 646 miles away. It's about an hour and a half fly time. And we'll have it up here momentarily for you to see the route. Plan, well, you know what? Let's just do this real quick and then head for the cockpit. All right, like I said, it's an Airbus. Hang on, and I'm going to get my QNH updated here. And here it is 10:10. All right, so the game plan today, like I said, we're going to basically be heading from here north and west of the field into Gabon Airport. I love the name. If you don't see it in the title there, should give you a good giggle. Fool. Fool. Libreville, Gabon, or Libreville. This ought to be fun. We do have no departures out of here to load in, but we do have some available stars to load in there. All right, so you know what? Without further ado, let's take a look at it. I kind of figured I still had that page up. We are on VATSIM, so you're welcome to join in. Currently, no ATC. Now, last week we heard of one or two people trying to get certified in parts of Africa. So eventually we hope to have some, it looks like. All right. So we're way down here going way up here. Today's loadout 166 people. I could have there were words that I was just gonna say, hold me back, Lord. And so 36,500 pounds payload, block fuel in the vicinity of 15,790, and the route Exto Pilvi to the Pilv to Lima. Runways will be 25 out of here and 16 for the arrival. And we'll get to fly at 34,000 feet. So pretty good flight weather-wise. We're looking... now, we are flying real-world weather. However, our clocks are turned back so we get daytime flying. 250 at 9,000 and no sky condition reported. That's because they won't stick their head out the window. Just kidding. Nothing significant to report. And they always put that on because, again, they won't stick their head outside and look. No. I know, too much important stuff going on like football, basketball, baseball. But anyway, we continue up to Libreville. Again, 250 west wind. We've got a scattered layer reported in at 1,000 feet. Temperature, dew point spread, kind of close, 28 degrees Celsius. Warm 82 there. And again, no SIGs. All right, so again, looks like a pretty decent flight ahead of us. You know what? I say let's get going and get this bird in the air. All right, where are we in the checklist real quick? Okay, so I know y'all got to hear this or you go away mad. All right, fuel pumps are off, batteries are on, and no smoking light limp. Let's go down here and start loading up the plane. Oh, what did I do wrong? Hang on. What the heck? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let's click. Let's not. What the heck are you? Great. All right, well, we'll have to work from this vantage point. All right, so quick quiz. What was the fuel we're to load? That many of you got it right. Wow. Whoops. And for now, let's just hit the load button and then go over here. Did we say 166? Go here, weight and balance. And 134.8. Oh, whoa, we're a little way heavy. Wow. Okay, that's scary. We're like 200 pounds according to this. Now that is definitely something that needs to be, hang on. Okay, yeah, we'll work on that. All right, we're gonna leave it as, no, we're not. We're going to fuel 16.2, good. Good. All right, we're gonna leave it as is. Check our fuel up here. Looks good. Clear that off. All right, so we are fueled. Cranking up the APU. You know, one thing I do need to look at, I don't think the staircases are up to the plane. Now, if the staircases weren't at the plane, how did they get on board? Ancient Chinese secret that will remain ancient. All right, let's get to work. All right, so the APU is available. All right, and one last check here. Spoilers down, flaps up, all set, ready to go. Let's get to it. Probe heats, auto, cross bleed, off, pack flow. Let's run high. And fuel pumps we can now turn on. And the GPU we can turn off. Electric panel looks good. Ventilation looks good. Nav 1 coming on. ADIRS 2. ADIRS 3. Okay, we are flying the Neo, and let's go to the init. Wait, let's go back. Hang on, data, aircraft. Okay, we're good to 21 January. So around then we'll get a notice to update our airnacs if you're that kind that likes flying as VATSIM would like you to. Okay, fog is our alternate for the day. And let's go with ECY 1572. We had an aircraft change. Okay. All right, and I don't know if we'll have a ground chart or not. Let's find out. We do. Now we got to figure out which one is us. Seven, possibly? That would be it. All right, so we're in stand Bravo 7. Let's get this initialized. We need to be 851.0. 851.0 south latitude. Over here to longitude 1314.2. East. Okay, 1314.2. 851.0 south. Perfect. Initialize. Confirm. Wind. Request. Clear. Return. And cost index 35. I thought I saw a different number. 27. All right, we're ready to go to page 2. The heck is that? Hang on. Huh. Weird stuff in this plane today. All right, let's head back over here. 131.8. How about we go 134.3. Diagonal 29.4. 15.8. We actually have 16.2. All right. And that means it's time for the flight plan. All right, unpan, go, and okay, no departures. So we plan 25. Correct wind 25, yes. Insert. We'll leave this discontinuity because really, you know, just are straight out until we get our turn on course or vector, whatever. So XTOW to PIL-V. Looks good. How far apart are those? 300 miles. Yeah, it's actually not bad. All right, now for the arrival. Okay, we're planning PIL-V to Lima. Yeah, PIL-V to Lima to runway 16. Good, there's only one runway to choose from. I hate when there's multiple. Like, is that long enough? All right, so what we need to do is select our ILS. Or better yet, I think an RNAV is appropriate. Okay, ILS, hang on, let's look at this. Yeah, we'll do the RNAV Lilat. I think there's going to only be one coming in on the PIL-V. Okay, and you notice they would have had trapple, so we'd be on the trapple on that one. So that's why. Okay, so that works. Insert. Perfect. All right, so let's look at that PILV real quick. We're going to 432, 431. 438. Oh, wait a minute. Did we miss one? Oh, 41, 38, Lilat. Then from Lilat to Biggin, and right on in onto the runway. 501 to the runway. Missed approach takes us out to Ratos. Hold. And if we got to go to Foog, here's the way to it. All right, we're set, ready to go. I hope y'all are buckled up, ready to go. Shouldn't be much longer. Oh, all right, let's put that back in arc. Now, next up, we'll check the RadNav page. Looks good. Perf page coming up. 3. Perfect at okay. Uplink. Request. That was dumb. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I just put this data into it. That was really dumb. See if I can do it again. Hang on. 10, 11. And wind. $240. 240 at 8. Temperature 26, that's good. We're dry. Anti-ice off, that looks good. Flex, air conditioner on. Compute it. You know what? We're gonna have. How high up is? No, we're not that high. Why are we eating up so? Oh, I know why, the weight. Okay. So we said 240, diagonal 8, flaps 2. Go. See if we'll get it. Okay, if we flex, we're showing 73.68. This is not. Winds are calm again. All right, it took the old stuff. All right, no biggie. So we're gonna plan. All right, up, that's good. Flex is 68. Let's see if it'll take. Good. All right. And these numbers are fine. Okay, so we're ready to go with those numbers. Ready to go here. Let's just real quick get the middle taken care of. We're now 11. Okay, arc 20. Actually, we'll stick with 40 VOR, VOR. Okay, managed. We don't have ATC, so let's just plan top altitude. 34. Okay, and all looks good. 3 green, gear lever down, switches are up. Arc 40, VOR set. All right, we're ready to go if you all are okay with that. All right, we're just waiting on them in the back. Let's go ahead, seat belts on. All right, I think we're ready to go. I'm looking everything over, and the only things left to do are transponder 2000 at exponder. Doors closed and locked. Let's go ahead, get rid of up front, and we're ready to go. You know, you gotta love when you mark no aircraft on the ramp. All of these static aircraft. I just find that amazing. Okay, here we go. We got that all set. Cranking them up. And by the way, ACARS is already up and running and verifying right now. Cool. All right, let's start them up. Well, that's right. We don't have to babysit. Okay, Airbus drivers that know the Neo, does that even sound close? Because I'm gonna say, don't know. All right, let's get number one turning. All right, well, we'll just go with it, not knowing yay or nay on it. Let's get the Apu shutting down. Bleed off, come down, hit the spoilers. Get them armed and put the flaps in spot 2. Okay. Anti-ice, we're not gonna need. And the APU going off. All right. Now, let's start with the trim. We said, what did we say? Up 0.3. So let's get the wheel saying that. All right, and then a quick check. All right, that's a good check there. And then I just like to make sure nothing's blocking my stick here in the cockpit. Okay, and we'll turn that off. All right, working on down, nose wheel brake, elapsed time to run. Auto brakes up a little bit, we'll go to max, and we're ready to taxi out. Thank you for that little tidbit. We do have the shocks. Yeah, somehow I don't think Southwest Airlines is down here in Africa. Just, a hunch. Along with Hawaiian and, well, Korea and British Airways. Not with that kind of aircraft, but it's possible. But, yeah, not the others. All right, and as we taxi out, we'll start thinking about our radars and transponders. We will end up back taxiing, but for now, okay, let's get those radars set. Flight attendants, take your seats for departure. Second. Nope, I went over the X. Roger, clear for takeoff 25. right, I will be right back. All right, folks, sorry for that. I was trying to help the wife with a project she's got going on. It just isn't working out. All right, we're climbing through 22,000 for flight level 340. All right. Well, hey, I'm back, folks. Sorry, was helping the wife. We for a Christmas gift, I got her her little hobby she does. We got some stuff we had to install in the house, and got that done today. So I hope y'all enjoy the flight. We are currently about an hour out of Gabon, Libreville, Gabon, and in Africa here on the uh, part two of the African Airbus tour for Millennium Aviation. All right, so little out of breath. Also got laundry done at the same time. But hey, we're rolling on. Thank you so much for flying with us today. Let's see here. Hang on a second. Sounds like my granddaughter's here. I'll be right back again. All right. Wow. All right, hang on a second here, folks, as I check something out. All right, took care of some business here on the site and moving on. All right. So we are in Africa, if you haven't figured this out yet. Gabon is where we're headed. And Libreville. So again, all part of the African Union Airbus tour here at Millennium. If you're curious about flying for a VA and looking for one, I could recommend macairvirtual.com to you. Been with them for a very long time. 5-6 years to be exact, and they are really good. A lot of great tours. They have a destination of the month to fly in to get badges and all of that. Work with Smart Cars 3 and great technology with their website. So really a good place to either just hang out, fly, enjoy their Discord. It is a really good VA. So check them out, macairvirtual.com. If you're on Twitch, it's up there in the chat box as we speak. All right. Think I'm with you here for the rest of the flight. Wow, what a busy time to try to fly. Oh, man. My wife wanted something, well, I was thinking, what to get the wife for Christmas. And she is really into crocheting right now. So I was looking or asking her what would she like in the crocheting room and a place to store things. At first I saw her looking at toolboxes. I'm like, yeah, dual purpose. No. Storage bins we got, and then these wire storage things above for other things and where she plans to store things. Everything was going well till we got to the wire stuff. Oh my gosh, every piece. If it's not fitting perfect, look down the line because it either pulled out or did something weird. Wow. So my apologies to the stream for in and out. But It looks great in the where she decided to store her stuff. Of course, now that means what was in there. Where do we put that? So, well, that's those are the kind of good, you know, outcomes to come out. Where do we put other stuff in the trash or somewhere else in the house? So, always a good thing. So hopefully you all are having a happy new year, and things are going well as we're now day 4, 2026. Alright, just bringing another interesting thing for me up just to make sure. I don't think we have traffic in the area. No, we did, but we don't anymore. We had an ATR on the ground there, but not in, oh, actually, we got a Swiss Air flight. I think it's going to be outside the range down here. Ah, but the Nimitz is nearby. Carrier gets around, doesn't it? We saw, not yesterday, day before, off the coast of China. We've seen it in other streams. Oh, out in the Black Sea. Yeah, the carrier gets around, doesn't it? That's pretty good representation. And it's neat, it's got the helicopter circling around that are going to and from the destroyer that's usually flacking it, which is not showing up right now. It's like right below us, too. All right, let's take a look, get caught up where we're at, what we're doing. We are 147 miles from top of drop and doing pretty good. How's the cabin holding out? All right, we're 70 miles from Pilvi. Let's take a look here. Well, we have the only altitude restrictions is above 12,000. Wow. Huh. That's a solid descent here. We got to be above 12,000 feet. It's just, well, 9, 10 miles, then 12 miles to get down to, wow. Whew. That's pretty good descending and holding speed as well. So how has your week gone? I know we flew Friday and talked about the week, but how's your new year going? Any holding tight to your resolutions that you made, if any? Hope you are. And hope you're looking forward to this year. A lot of great things could happen to you this year. You just have to be open to them. So there we go. Okay, we are about 100 miles out of top of, well, yeah, out of top of descent. And yeah, we're 90 miles. What I'm going to do is go ahead, pull up our landing information. As of 21Z. It's about 45 minutes old. Okay, looks like the weather is pretty close to the same. All right. 250 at 6, 28 degrees. All right, landing on a 9,800 foot runway. Cool. Let's see where that puts us, and where do we need to be? I think I'm going to aim for Bravo 5 or 6, and we'll try to get off between Echo and Golf. Interesting. No, I'm looking to try to find out what our taxiway is there, and oh, I just screwed up. All right, so that should get us off by then, but if we can get off by Golf, we'd be better. So let's hit medium. Compute. All right, plenty of room, so we'll have plenty of margin to get off for the commercial ramp. Okay, so we're looking at 136 for the approach. We'll see where the landing speed works out here in a minute, and we'll need at least 4,900 feet of runway. Okay, so let's you know what? I'm just gonna go over here, go next, get on the approach page. We're looking at a QNH, believe 1020 or 1012. Yep, 1012. Okay, temperature 28, we knew that. Wind 250, diagonal 6. All right, for the RNP, usually you gotta look. So for us, let me bring that in, show it off here a little. Okay, there we go. All right, first off, let's just kind of look it over. Okay, so we have an approach if we get one. Tower, RNAV 155. So RNAV means we don't have any frequencies to set in. So we'll come into Lilat at or around 2,000 feet, no faster than 230. And around the big gun, again, 2,000, no faster than 230. Key words, no faster. So we can be 180 if we want. It can be whatever you need it to be. We're at about 11 miles out when we turn at big gun. 501 will put us at about a 6 mile final, and 3 miles at, go figure, the 3 mile mark. 2,000 though is our number. All right, so looking here, let's dial in 409. I'll explain in a second, I hope. There we go. All right, so as you look down here at jar ops, or minimums is what it is, for this approach, we will need at least 409 feet. So as we're coming down, as we cross 409 feet, we better see the runway coming out of the clouds, which equates at this airport to 380 feet above the ground on this approach. Now, if we're below that, we may have to switch to the ILS. We're not, so we'll be cool. Also, we need at least 1,000 meters of visibility. Below that, we need to look at the ILS or think about the alternate. So that's how this plays out down here. Now, right above it, since we're going to come in at about 140, we should be doing, if the glide slope is not working as it should be, 743 feet a minute or thereabouts. Let's call it 740. Okay. Down. Now, we don't have a specific time from, hang on a second. From OL 501, which is our final approach fix, in to the missed approach point. So we're going to go by when we reach the altitude. Okay, we'll have high ALS. PAPIs should be on the left side. And if we have to do our missed, 600 feet, hang a right, climb to 2,000 feet, direct Ratos, and hold. All right, so that's our game plan. Now, for today, we're going to use 4,900 feet of runway. So long as we, everything working out perfect, we should be fine. All right, so let me get charts out of here and double check our numbers. So we're looking at 136 for approach, 130 for touchdown, 131 actually. But that's our goals. Now this thing loves to slow down on me, so I'm going to try to plan this a lot better. We'll see. Been noticing that on other flights. So top of descent is now 40 miles out. Again, we will not see. Now, when we do this approach, if I remember properly, it has been a while since I've shot one. All I will do is push the approach button, and it should fly the approach. We'll, of course, monitor and adjust as needed. So, again, thank you for being part of the stream today. We're sure appreciative. Hope you have a safe and blessed journey after it. We are, granted, we were busy in the beginning with a couple of things, the stream and what my wife was doing, and my apologies again. But I hope y'all enjoy as we begin to see what kind of trouble we can get into. Boy, the haze effect is pretty intense. Okay, we're about 20 miles from top of descent. Okay, landing elevation set, McDo arrival set, runway approach set. Let's get our flight plan. Perfect. Winds are updated. And 20 mile before, let's push the altitude button. 1 dot, and we'll... Oh. Gotta have a lower altitude for it to take. All right, so we're descending into Libreville, and hope y'all are ready. We are in Africa on Millennium Aviation's African Airbus Tour. Let me say it right, African Union Airbus Tour. I don't know how they came up with that name, but hey, we'll fly it. Got one more part after this. This, by the way, in part 2 is leg number 7. So we're about halfway there, 7 of 20. And we're going to kind of pick the pace up a little on here because they are fun to fly, fun to see. Not a lot of people, they get scared of Africa for some reason. I don't know if it's the lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, or what. But yeah, I enjoy flying down here. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes you have ATC. Kind of like hit or miss anywhere else in the world. But it just, I don't know, it's the unknown, I guess. Since a lot of pilots don't venture down here. So we will take advantage of that. Well, we're going to definitely make a 441. And as expected, right now, no ATC. That's okay. And we are going to see what we can do here. we are, by the way, starting to get close. We're, I believe we said, let me check this out real quick. Well, we are north of the equator by 0.27 degrees. We are at the equator, folks. So what that means, as we get further north, that's where Africa makes that swing out towards South America and then back north. Well, that's where a lot of your summertime storms form that would push off and maybe become hurricanes. So we're just south of, we're on the equator or thereabouts where we're at. And we are only gonna, we're less than a degree latitude north of it, coming into Libreville. All right, let's put a hold to the music and start focusing our mind on the arrival. All right, transition level here. $3,100 feet. Okay, everything looks good. I know you see where the hockey stick is at 501. We'll see how we make it. That is a mandatory we got to make at that point. All right, so we're starting to get down with the clouds finally. You know, I just thought about that. You know, it'd be kind of fun to live right on 0 degrees latitude. 10 feet this way, you could say it's winter. 10 feet this way, you could say it's summer. But either way, you're going to be swimming in the ocean. Oh, that would be kind of fun. You know, I watch things, like the little show Bluey for kids, Australian cartoon. Great, actually a pretty good show, even for adults. But it's fun because it's Australia. So Christmas there occurs in our uh, in what let's see, Christmas there is Australia's summer. So it would be kind of fun to be able to swim and all of that during Christmas. And funny part is when the 4th of July rolls around for us up here in the middle of summer, it's the middle of winter down there. Now, respectively, I don't know temperature wise what winter is like down in Australia, but it's just it is always fun to look at, and that's kind of why I like the flight sim. It allows us to experience all the differences that are out there, even though we don't get to step out of the plane and go, oh, it's so much warmer here or so much colder here. But that is kind of neat learning about the different climates and all that are out there. Because like I said, right now it's summertime. We cross the airport, it'll be wintertime. Although it's still 80 degrees, so you're out in the water swimming. All right, let's go ahead, start planning ahead, get the lights on. Okay, and that'll help us a little bit in getting down. I had a feeling that 12,000 foot mark was gonna be rough. So we're working our way down. Okay, here we go. All right, we are now on the RNIP. We'll see how this plays out. I don't see a runway yet.
2000.
Let's kind of go here and see. I got the runway just in case. All right, let's slow to 140. There you have it, folks. An RNIP is, as one guy put it to me, is a lot like an ILS. And only thing is we can't take it down to the ultra minimums that ILSs get. And in the new year, I do plan to fly a few of these to see how they work out. All right, we are descending at a pretty good rate here. All right, 500 feet.
500. 100 above.
We'll be landing.
400. Minimum. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Well, if we were flying for American, we were not stable. Good thing is, we're not flying for American. Okay, let's come off here at Fox, is it? All right, we're in the blocks, waiting on the poo. And welcome into Libreville. And the brakes are still trying to cool off. Let's just see how we're doing here. All right, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, let me see where we are available. Bleed on and to. Again, welcome into Libreville. Let's take a look here at what Millennium says. Okay, well, we're not going to find anything. All right, so we'll do it the other way. We'll click here. I think it's going to be a little solid thump on the runway. 315, not bad. And let's see. I think the truck is coming. There it is. All right. Which means I will need all right, so EasyJet has made it. Now, the interesting thing about this flight that I kind of sad about, we took off from Angola Airlines, I think it's called, or Airways or something like that, fly 737-800. So would have been nice to fly a 737-800, but it is an Airbus only tour, so we had to fly the Airbus. So, but yeah, I find that a little unique. All right, so let's clear off some things here, and let's talk it through, see what our other trackers are leading us to down the road. Well, we arrived. Okay, departed Bravo 7, arrived Bravo 6. Okay, what was our time? Looks like we're scheduled good on our flight time, 133, 318, and 137. So we still got to work a little bit more, but 138, and that looked good. The only thing I was kind of hoping to want to see is where we left the ground, but that's okay. Should have done that beforehand. Touchdown. Wow, look at that. That's going to be right at about 1,100 feet, and it looks like right on the center line. I kind of like that, folks. That's, you know me, that's where I start really liking what we did. Now, we chose B6 opposed to the two jetways here. I find at many of these African airports, some of the jetways just don't work. So that's why we opted out. All right, so let's pull back, see what Sim Toolkit, the unofficial scorekeeper, has for us. There we go. All right, 395 at 136, not too bad, just shy of 1.5 Gs. Maybe. You gonna switch on us? Okay, let's go find the logbook, see what it says. All right, so we had about an hour and 47 minutes in the air for 600 miles, 3,500 feet, or sorry, 3,500 kilograms of fuel, And we know our numbers. Let's see if we got a good landing report. Come on. All right, well, it's going to be stubborn. So we get to make it up 1,100 feet on the center line. Not bad. That's what you want to see. I don't know what's up with Sim Toolkit. Okay, we're going to give something a try here. One try, and if it doesn't work, no skin off my back. That will be. Hang on, let's try this again. I have a feeling going this route may be the problem. There we go. Haha. All right, 1,380 feet down the runway. Okay, we'll take it. And 8 feet off the center line. We'll take that. The numbers look really good. I'm not going to complain. For all of that, I know. Wow. Oh, you all didn't see that. Dang it. And we have landed at the airport called a Fool. No, Fool. F-O-O-L. All right, 1,380 feet, 8 feet down the runway. Folks, that is a... Boy, that just tickles me. All right, so let's call it, what it was. A great flight. Little distracted, yes. Guilty as charged. And hope y'all can forgive me. But we had a great flight and a great landing to a place many people would never think to fly, Fool, F-O-O-L. And next up on the tour... let's see. There we go. What's my next leg? Okay, will be F-O-O-L to F-G-S-L, which, by the way, is Malabo. How about that? Malabo Airport in Africa. So, and by the way, that could occur this week. So it's a short hop, 247 miles, and it could be a fun time. So, but we have other things to do. Folks, I'm glad you were part of Flying with Mike today. We have had an amazing day, a lot of things going on. And we hope you all enjoyed. So for now, we're going to sign off and say thank you for being a part of the show. And we will see you hopefully tomorrow. God bless. Have a fantastic day. And we'll see you then.